fetch 1 million record using nodejs. So I have this mysql db and random. I have created this db and it has random table and it is near about 1 million and 1000 something record. So very minimal columns, id, name and age. So let's get into code and let's write it. Yep. So what you need to do is create a folder, any folder. Yeah. Then we will initialize it with npm app, npm init -y. Okay. Then we need two packages, npm I express to create a REST API server, so express framework. Then mysql to perform mysql operations. Okay. So hit enter. Yeah, that added our packages. So you will need to edit the scripts here. So write command start and then node index.js. Index.js, it is the main file which we will create now. Like you can type touch index.js or you can just click here and create, right, index.js. Let's just do it this way maybe. Yep, both things are same. Now let's open our index.js. See, this is a very good shortcut. If you have multiple files, right, you can just press command P, so it will give the search bar and you can search for file name and you can open that. Yep, instead of clicking here. So it is very useful if you have more than 100 or 10 200 files, right? Yep. So let's write some code. Const express equal to, so we will require this package, express package. Then mysql to, then we will create app instance, express app, we will call this. So let's give it some port also. So just 9000 is fine, I guess. And now we need to create db connection first. So const db equal to mysql dot create connection. So it accept the object. So here we need to pass the configuration for database. So localhost is our host name. Yep. So host is localhost. Then user, yes, user by default user is a root, and then password is, but I don't have the password actually, so it is blank, so that's why I will just remove this. So use whatever fields you have here, right? Yeah, that will work. Then in database, so I will give link to this database. Actually it is million record, so yeah, I will just give it, maybe it is 33 kind of MB. Yeah, that's fine. So my database name is randomdb. I should have named it milliondb, but yeah, let's say yeah, randomdb. Now we have declared this db config, right? So we will call one function here, db dot connect. So it will accept one callback function. So here we will check like if it is any error in the connection, so we will log it in the console.error. Database. Okay, let's hide this for now. Yep. Database connection, and here error, and we will return from that function, right? So return. Otherwise we will log in the console that database connection is success. Okay, now that connection is that we have checked the connection. Now let's see app.getRequest. So we will define the get route and we will make request to this records route. So here again it accept two parameter request and response, so in callback function. So here we will write our code, and also I will just do this app.listen to this port which we created earlier at top here, and here again a callback function that if the connection is like if app is running, then at port, and I will just add the port here. Okay, so now we will write this function in the records. Okay, so here what do we need to do? So let's look at the records, right? So we have a random table and it has like millions record. So if you think practically, we don't fetch million records in one go. I mean, we can fetch, but if you think practically, right, we don't, I mean, as a user interaction, it doesn't need million records at one time, right? So we will need two things. So first is limit and second is offset. So basically limit is, let's say I made request to this API and specified the limit is equal to 100, so we will only fetch 100 record from it. Or let's say we pass limit equal to 1000, then we will only fetch 1000 records. And let's say the first 1000 we got in the first request, now we need another 1000, like from 1001 to 2000, right? So for that what we need to offset, like we need to ignore that first 1000, so we will set offset equal to 1000, so it will start from 1001. So that's why we need these two parameters, right? So we will define here limit. I will just convert that to parse int. So from request parameters we are going to get request query dot limit, and by default if user doesn't provide the limit value, right, so by default we will fetch 100 records, that's fine. So const and offset, so I will again parse integer request dot query dot offset, and by default offset value is equal to 0 because we want to start like getting results from 0th, like first value, right, by default. Yeah, that's why by default it is 0, so it will not offset anything. Yeah, so now we will write here our query const query equal to, our query is very simple, we don't need to do anything like select star from our table name, then limit. So this is straight mysql query, nothing fancy. Offset question mark. Now in the place of this question mark we will pass this limit and offset parameter, so don't worry about it for now. Now we execute this query on db.query. Yep, then we will pass our query here, then second parameter is values, so our values is limit and then offset, our two dynamic parameters. Yep, then third is actually callback function, so here we will get error and results. So here we will first check for error, so if we got any error then we will just log it, console dot error query error. Yep. Then now and then we will return it. Response dot status, we will set status to 500, like it is internal server error indicating that. And in JSON we will set like error equal to something like error occurred. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Now, so this is when the error occurs. Okay. Now let's say the query is success, then just res.json, we will just send the results back to user. Yep. Okay, let's go through our code one time. So we defined the express, then mysql, then we created instance with app, then we defined the DB connection. We have written all configuration of database, then we initialize the connection with the database. Yeah. And after that we defined the HTTP GET route for our API. Yeah, records. Then we defined the limit and offset. We executed the query. If there is error, like throw it with a JSON with a status code. Otherwise, give the JSON result to user. Yep. Now let's open the terminal. npm run start. So as I have written start here, I can like node index.js or npm run start. Both cases are same. Okay, so it is saying app is running at 9000 and database connection is success. So it means it is working, right? Now let's go to our browser. Actually, let's check it with the postman, right? So here http colon localhost actually // okay, and then our code was like 9000, right? So colon 9000, and this is get request to /records. So I will copy this instead of typing, and this is already get request selected here. Yeah, so I will just send request now. Okay, it got some results. Let's look at the results. Yep. So here it says status 200. It took 15 milliseconds. Let's try that again. Yeah, it is taking like 3 to 4 milliseconds. And yeah, and it is returning, you can see like 100 results, like it is primary key, right? So it is returning till 100, right? Because by default, if the limit is not provided, it will return till the 100, right? So let's provide the limit now. Yeah, so let's say limit equal to, let's just print the 10 only, right? Send. So you can see like I will get only 10. Yeah. So let's define 1000. Yeah, we can say like we got the 1000. Now let's do some practical things, right? So let's say you faced the 1000. So let's say you are displaying users on the UI, right? And you displayed 1000. Now you clicked on second page button. Now you need from 1001 to 2000, right? So in that case, what you will do? So in key params, you will pass another parameter saying offset, and you want skip the first 1000 and then bring another 1000, right? So if you send the request now, you can see like first 1000 is skipped, and so the next ID starts from 1001, right, till the 2000. So that's how you can fetch the large database, right?